Well, welcome back to another video. Starting off, we got back issues. This is from last week, Youngblood Strike Force. This is one of the spin-off series that ties into Youngblood. Let's look at the back. Oh, yep, you got an alternative cover there. That's always cool. You can read the Strike Force part better there. First explosive issue. Yeah, this is one of an issue 1 from one of the side series, basically, that was popular at the time. Image was having so much success. Rob Liefeld and the other founders of Image were launching their books early on in Image's career. We're talking like these were some of the first books of Image. 93 and 94, right? Yeah, this is April 1993, and a lot of the series were having so much success because of the kind of radical jump in artistic style, and I guess you could also say fan service found within these issues. And along with that, there also was kind of a tonal shift to a more mature and more kind of, kind of 90s edginess, I guess, that the world wasn't prepared for, but people loved when they saw it. So because of that, the company had just so much success early on, and some of these issues were literally, not this one in particular, I don't know, but some of their issues were literally selling millions of copies. Some of the best-selling comic books of all time actually came out from Image at this time period, and they had so much success that they would have a million different spin-off series, and this was just one of many spin-off series that Youngblood had. Found issue 1, wanted to give it a shot, basically. Next up, we have Daredevil. I love that cover. I just wanted to pick up some Daredevil issues, old back issues of Daredevil, and I mostly try and aim for high numbers, partially because of their cheap price, but also because I like the writing style of kind of late 80s, early 90s kind of style like this. They're quite cheap, and some series like Daredevil and Captain America, Spider-Man, things like that, I'd like to actually own like as many of the issues as I can get a hold of. And I don't exactly know how many what issues I'm going to pick up in terms of in like a collected form versus in single form, but I know that single form, getting issues that are towards the end of whatever the series run is. So like anywhere from like the 300s onwards for Daredevil, because Daredevil ran like 360 issues, I think 380 issues is the original series, and Captain America ran like 480, something like that. So getting kind of those high numbers I feel more comfortable getting, because it's less likely I'm going to find a collected edition that has those issues in it. Speaking of Rob Liefeld, that's actually pretty cool, coincidental. I knew the ad was in there, but I didn't plan on showing Youngblood right before showing this. But anyways, it's less likely I plan on picking this up in collected form, so I'm like, oh yeah, I'll shoot for the higher numbered issues. And yeah, some cool art there for sure. And I actually read this. It was a bit confusing. Wasn't that easy to just hop right into and it's part of a story arc here. But it is the first issue of a story arc. Wasn't bad at all. Actually, pretty decent. That cover though, I just love that cover. Fantastic. It's a minimalist and everything. I didn't even notice Daredevil right when I saw it. I just love it, and kind of the whatever you want to call it, the harsh texturing there, and yeah, cool ad on the back. You always have these fun ads, and it's always funny how like juxtaposed sometimes these advertisements can be. Like some of this has like sadomasochist kind of like satanic rituals and things, and then you'll be like flipping the page and you'll get like an ad for like some action figure or whatever, stuff like that, or like you flip on the back and it's like popcorn. I don't know, I think that's funny. And I also picked up the last issue in this story arc. Those were the only two I found, but I just love these covers a lot, by quite a bit. And they were high numbers, and I'll just try and fill it in. A little weird, but I love the covers. I wanted to get high numbers, and I was flipping through the prologue here, and I was thinking, oh, this looks like amazing. So I'll give this a shot. I haven't read this issue yet. Got to read the issues in between online, but some pretty crazy art going on. A lot of weird kind of, very sadomasochistic kind of satanic rituals going on, and typical kind of murder mystery stuff that you get for Daredevil. But speaking of Daredevil, I found this is a Daredevil, the Man Without Fear, and this was a limited series from back in the day. This is issue 1. There's 5 issues in total. It's basically a celebration of Daredevil, kind of like a Batman Year 1 or a Superman Man of Steel, in the sense that it's a origin story kind of mini-series going over both the growth, development, and ultimate rise of the character. So you full color, kind of glossy paper, which wasn't totally common at the time. This was like early 90s. Just kind of the shift was starting to go over to glossy paper. But as far as I know, this was premium paper for the time. And yeah, full color and everything. Well, it was full color in other issues as well, but I mean, like, higher quality, I guess is my point, because like these came out, these were relatively not very far apart from one another, and the price was 50 cents higher. It was cardstock. The color, what am I trying to say? The ink was more defined, I guess, because it was on glossy paper, and yeah, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, origins here, you got him training with Stick, and him going blind for the first time, things of that nature. And yeah, a 5-part limited series. I'm missing, what am I missing? I'm missing 3 and 5. I got issue 2 though here. Cool cover there. I like all the snow, and you get the origins of Elektra and things like that. Origins of Kingpin, all that. Very cool to see. And I'm excited to read these. If you guys want me to cover these, which I probably will, but depending, if you guys want me to cover these in their own video, definitely tell me. Cool art for sure, and was excited to pick that up. And we also got issue 4 here. I gotta get issue 3 and issue 5. I'll read them online and then buy them. But this was just what I was able to find, and they all were so cheap. The issues, other 2 Daredevil issues, were slightly more expensive, but all these were $1 a piece. $1 a piece or 50 cents a piece? I think they were $1 a piece. And you got, Matt Murdock's, vision, basically his newfound vision. And yeah, that's that. That's what I picked up. And next up, moving off from Daredevil, moving over to something else. I got this for 50 cents. So the condition, little scuffed up, it's very loose cover-wise. But I wanted to pick it up because I was like, 50 cents. You can't beat 50 cents. And certain things, like I quite like, both the writing style and the artistry from the time. So it's hard. It's almost undeniable that I'll like most issues of, especially a main series like this that have more kind of seasoned writers on them. It's I almost always at least somewhat enjoy issues from this time because of those reasons. So I was like, yeah, I gotta pick it up. And it's a late issue once again, so I didn't feel wasn't worried, is this gonna be in some collected edition I might pick up in the future? I mean, no, I'm in 383. So yeah, that's basically that. I'll show off a few pages here. You can definitely tell the era. You can definitely tell that it's kind of shifting over to 90s here, and the advertisement here for Rocket Knight Adventures definitely tells you that as well. I'm gonna guess 92. When was this? 93? November of 93? Yeah, November of 93. So yeah, that's that. Next up, same story for Captain America. I picked up a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff on a whim too, but this too I got for like 50 cents, and it's a little beat up condition, but that's okay. This was like 97, I think is what that it was. This is 96. This was like right near the end of when they were right near the end of the original Captain America series, which went on for like I said, 480 issues, something like that. This was 447. 447, yeah. And the relaunch came not that long later, as you could tell from what I was saying. Only like 20 issues left in the original series, and the art definitely shifted to a style I'm not a big fan of. This is kind of the era of comics, like the last era of comics that I kind of this was like the shift for Marvel, in my opinion, right? Where things started shifting not towards what I'm a fan of. But I wanted to pick this issue up nonetheless. I don't have a ton of experience with this era of Captain America, but I have some. And even though I'm somewhat mixed on it, I was thinking 50 cents, I got to give it a shot. And even if it's always interesting, because like even if I don't like an issue at all, it's always kind of fun to find something and like hold up, find something for cheap like this, hold it in your hand, read the advertisements, and just kind of experience something from that time, whether I enjoy it or not. but like I said, so, and I don't know if I exactly will, because it's kind of during that kind of shift, I guess, like I said, in my taste for Marvel Comics, but that's that, and I decided to pick it up nonetheless. But what we do have that I'm really excited to show you guys is X-Men #1. This was this was the first X-Men relaunch, right, from 1991. You got classic talent on the book here, with Chris Claremont on the writing and Jim Lee on the penciling, and you know, it's X-Men, it's 90s X-Men. Not as big of a fan of it as some of the earlier work or whatever, but still, it's still, you know, defined by many as classic, and from the very limited amount I've read from this era, I enjoy, and I'm excited to read this issue as well. I might even review it for you guys. But what's really cool, and then this I got for like 50 cents as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was one of the 50 cents ones, and like, you can't turn down 50 cents, especially more than just because it's on nice paper here, more than just because the art's great, more than just because it's probably going to be enjoyable. But on top of that, you got basically like a poster in here, multiple, like, you'll see. So like, you got the cover here, and then if you open it up here, you got the back, which you know, is one basically big mural. And then on top of that, if you fold it out again, look at that. Isn't that crazy? You can't even have it all in the shot here. It's crazy. And then on top of that, you flip it over and the book folds out again. So like, this is, what is this? This is the back of the book here. And then you got this here and here, and I don't know if you guys can see that. Basically, it's the other side here, and then right here, it opens up again here. So you got, oh, I almost forgot to show you the other, anyways, but you got I can't even have that all in one shot here. Here you got the top here, scrolls all the way down, all the different characters here. Just awesome. So if I really wanted to, which I think I might, because I found this for so cheap, this is one of the best-selling comics of all time. Sold literally millions and millions of copies. The issues are so cheap, especially, you know, #1 and things. I'm probably going to find another issue that's even better condition, or if I find one that's in better condition, I want to keep it for reading, whatever. I want to find one copy and then like take this out and use it as a poster. And because it's dual-sided, I almost should get like two extra copies. So I have a reading copy. I should get another copy to take out the poster and put it on my wall for one side, and then I should get another one to have the poster on the other side, because I didn't actually show that off. But the poster here also features Magneto, so also I forgot to add that. So geez, it's just it's awesome, just awesome. That's great. So that was more than worth the, you know, looking at all that art and everything. It was a fantastic deal, basically. I'm happy I snagged it. I'm not going to fold this properly while talking, but I'm definitely glad that I was able to snag that. And yeah, that's that. I'll show you some art inside real quick. And is that, no, that's not the end. Wait, I have so many back issues to go through. 4 more to go here that I'll try and go through quickly. And you got some cool art in the back here as well. Great double panels here of all these different characters. Some of these here, just awesome. Speaking of Iceman, that'll be relevant in a second here. You got the swimsuit. You got the swimsuit double spread there. Feel free to mute me if you'd like. And you got some art there as well. Just great, man. Great, man. I gotta move on. Bonus kind of like concept art in the back. I don't have much else to say other than just me making noises. And finally, I picked up, you were just looking at Iceman. We got Iceman, 4-issue limited series. I picked this up just today, in fact, and it was a good deal. I got it all for only $6, as you can see there. So 4 issues for $6, that's a steal. And I'll flip through some art. I love that cover there, very pastel colors. And I was originally going to pick up one of the tie-ins to Heroes Reborn, which is the current, look at that art. I was originally going to pick up one of the tie-ins to Heroes Reborn, which is, I should say, which is a special event comic, basically, and featuring what if the Marvel Universe didn't form the way it was? What if Blade ran the basically New Avengers? What if the Squadron Supreme was were the big heroes of the Marvel Universe, as opposed to the Marvel Universe heroes that we know, I should say. Marvel heroes in the Marvel Universe that we know. And it sounds like somewhat of an interesting concept. But I've heard kind of mixed feelings on the execution, and it was like, oh, am I going to try out issue 1 of one of the side series of that for what, $5 for one issue? Or should I spend $6 and get 4 issues? So that's what I decided to do. So we got issue 1 there, issue 2. I really like picking up these limited series. I picked up Balder the Brave earlier on, and that was pretty decent for what it was. I talked a bit about that before in a past pulls and pickups. I also picked up, here's issue 3, Achilles Prince of Power, which I did a video on not very long ago, so click the card in the top right to watch that. And I like that cover, hot pink. I like hot pink. Don't judge me, don't judge my color preferences. And it's cool to see, the New Mutants, right? New Mutants and Ghost Rider, Animal, Black Widow, Hercules once again, like we were talking about, and green wearing bald lady I always see. I don't remember her name. And I don't know if they all battle or what. Looks interesting, and I'm excited to see how it is. If you guys want to see me cover it, definitely tell me. And this final issue definitely has a cool cover as well. It was fun to see those advertisements on the back. What is this? Acne? Noxzema? Okay, it's acne medication. It's just always interesting, the advertisements you get. Like here you got house advertising like children's comics that Marvel did under the Stars line, and then you got just normal advertisements that are always in the back of these issues. It's always the last page, back of the last page here always has advertisements for getting more issues, subscribing for a year or whatever, and it's always limited time, but these deals were always going on. Here's issues you can pick up type of stuff, so it's very similar even for an era 15 years later. Not the same kind of ad, sure, or not the exact same ad, but same kind of ad. And here's holiday special stuff like that. Anyways, so that's that, and I'm excited to cover this. Once again, tell me if you want to see me cover Iceman later on. And now we're moving on to new issues. Here's Beta Ray Bill issue 3. I thought that issue 1 was fantastic. I really enjoyed issue 1. And issue 3 doesn't exactly... issue 2, issue 2 was a bit of a step down, but it was really hard to beat issue 1. Issue 3, however, was even lower than that. And I don't want to say that the series is falling off, but this is definitely the worst of the 3 so far, but it was still quite good. It really is. The art is really great. The art is... exuberant and brings to life all the action. Everything flows together with words that are kind of jagged and vibrant. It changes no matter on who's speaking. Certain characters have more kind of bold text. Actions have very bloody words. Sometimes if it's a warrior cry, other times it's fire-ish. Other times it's sharp. It all depends on the action that's taking place to make it, depending on the lettering, and that will change the lettering or the font size and things like that. And that's always great to see. Daniel Warren Johnson's art is just, it's rugged, it's raw, but it's great because of that. And it brings to life the art fantastically. And on top of that, the story is super cool so far. And again, I think my main issue, again, I think it's a bit of a step down, mostly because I think it's falling a little bit too much into cliches at times, and I guess it didn't exactly go exactly how I would have planned. I think that it's leaning a little bit too much on go here and do a thing because it's what happens in comic books. You got to have some big fight. You got to go somewhere, and they're going somewhere to get a MacGuffin, basically. But I thought it would be kind of more of an emotional journey, and it seems like the emotional stuff is more underneath the surface, and that's perfectly fine. But the way it was kind of painted in the first issue, and even like the first half of the second issue, I kind of thought that they would have kind of went in a different direction and had it be more kind of like Beta Ray Bill would have learned all along that seeking a way to channel magic so he's able to turn back into his non-warrior self, which is what you're seeing now, and turn back into his normal self. Like something about learning that, learning that all along that he being accepting himself and learning to be comfortable in your own body, basically. I thought that would kind of be the message, like there'd be no way back or something. I don't know. I expected it to be different. It went exactly like how a comic book person would think it would go, right? You hear that Beta Ray Bill needs to turn back into his normal form. Okay, he originally had a Mjolnir, no, not Mjolnir, it was Stormbreaker. He had a Mjolnir type weapon. He had Stormbreaker, which allowed him to transform between his battle self and his Stormbreaker right there. It allowed him to turn between his battle self and his, normal self. So he broke. What he's going to do? Well, he's going to get another weapon to turn back into his normal self. But, the way it was painted, like I said, I thought it would be kind of more of an emotional journey than it has been so far. And there's certainly underlying elements, but I kind of thought that, it would be more, less action focused and there would be action along the way, but that it would be, a lot more character focused and kind of like, him battling more inner demons and things like that. And I think that kind of might have been better, but I don't know. It's kind of like one of those things where it's like, oh, would that have actually worked well for a 5-issue limited series or something? Especially when they really got it for a limited series. You really got to kind of pack a lot of punch in it. But anyways, I'm still quite enjoying it though. I really am. It's great. I was talking about on League of Comic Geeks what new series we're all enjoying the most, and you should check out that conversation. You should just join and keep up with me on League of Comic Geeks. I'm showing off issues. I'm logging issues I'm getting, adding reviews off and on, rating them, but oftentimes I'm also talking to people about issues. So join the conversation, man. Join the conversation. But we were talking about different issues, new issues we were a fan of, and Beta Ray Bill is definitely one of them. There's the back there. This is Alien Issue 3. On Alien Issue 1, I was kind of Heroes Reborn, as we were talking about. Alien Issue 3 was way better than I expected it to be. It's not great, but it's good for sure. Issue 1 started off a bit slow, and I felt like the character directions that they went in terms of the family dynamics wasn't good. It was good in concept, but I think that the son was way too bratty. I think his actions were unneeded. He felt like a plot device, and it felt like the story felt too cliche, and it felt like that they were trying to make up excuses to get to the point that they were. We all knew that the aliens were going to get loose. We all knew that, Mr. Father over here that has son problems, the son's, going to do something and he's going to have to get involved somehow. It was very apparent within the first few pages, and that's what happened. The son's missing on the ship. We still don't know if he's alive. He kind of hints that he's not, but who knows? We don't know if he's alive. He's part of, well, should I say that? Yeah, I'll say it. Anyways, he's part of a basically anti-alien technology kind of radical group. And this radical group was trying to destroy technology or something like that. They let the aliens loose on the ship. The aliens killed most of the people. We don't know if the son's still alive, and now the father has to basically clean up the mess. But there's some legal ramifications as to why he has to kind of why he has to be involved beyond the son. There's certain things like if he doesn't do it, since the son's his responsibility, so he's going to be in legal trouble and all sorts of stuff. And basically that was just a plot device to get us on the ship. And that's what the issue 1 felt like. It didn't feel like it wasn't action packed. It felt just kind of like cliche exposition. It was way too exposition heavy, and it just felt very cliche and like just something we needed to get to a point. Issue 2 started ramping up, but things really didn't hit the fan, and things, even though there was more action, it was just way too predictable. Issue 3 has some twists, as you can see here. Hopefully, obviously I don't think you're going to be able to understand what it is if you haven't been reading the series. And if you have been reading the series, you probably have read this, so I guess this isn't spoilers, but like slight spoilers. But there's some awesome gore here, and that was present in partially in issue 1, but especially in issue 2. But mainly, I think the main improvement just has been that there's actually been twists. You got the action from issue 2, all the exposition crap in issue 1. The setup is all done. We're actually in the meat and potatoes of this, the nitty gritty here. And on top of having the action that was in issue 2, we also have now finally some like depth and like complexities. Spoiler, I guess that's a spoiler. I'll put a spoiler warning before that. But yeah, there's some crazy stuff that's starting to unravel here, and it's exactly what you'd expect. He's on the ship, he's fighting aliens, but on top of the fighting aliens and kicking butt, there's also some interesting kind of ties to people that are undercover and aren't exactly who they say they are. It's kind of feeding into the whole thing in Alien 2 with, Alien 2 or Alien 1, yeah, really just falling into the whole thing of people are, power corrupts absolutely. People are always going to screw things up, and, people always want the alien to survive, basically, and use it as a weapon. It's that whole plot line. It's the whole plot line of humans being corrupt bastards, basically, and being the worst monsters, being a worse monster than the alien itself. And yeah, you gotta love it. Alien issue 3, very, very solid. I actually decided I'll just do previews of these issues and then hocefully put out the next Pulse and Pickups not too long from now. Nocturna issue 4. Love that cover. Want to hear me talk about it? Well, tune in for the next issue. Nocturna, I'm really enjoying it, and I hope you guys start reading the series. It's good. It's not gripping me and really pulling me in as much as it should be, but it's really solid and is basically like an action-packed movie summer blockbuster, is how it was described by someone on Comic Geeks in our little discussion, and I totally agree. The Swamp Thing issue 4, I thought that where issue 3 took us in the series, I thought was a little bit... it wasn't really in the direction that I had wanted it to be, but a part 2 of this story arc, you could say, it's only 10 issues, but 3 and 4 are connected and directly tie into basically this plot. Hopefully it kind of picks things up from issue 3. Issue 3 was still good, but I think, like I said, it was a bit of a downturn, so let's hope it picks things back up. Issue 109 of Batman, kind of cool cover there, thick feeling issue, heavier than the last one. I wonder if the backup story is longer than before. I kind of doubt it. I don't know what the deal is. Is the paper heavier? I don't know what the deal is. That's part of the backup story, actually, I think. Future State, the Future State crumbs, the Future State leftovers. Leftovers because it's like this takes place before, but it's also kind of like it's the leftover plot threads that we know are going to happen that haven't connected together yet, but are like might not actually connect together. We don't know. Future State stuff is culminating together, basically, is the plot here. Will it start to be like issue 108? Will it start to go down again? Will it be as bad as issue 106, which I really didn't care for? Or will it be like issue 107? Yeah, 107, and will I quite like it? Who knows? I'll talk about my Batman. I'm very mixed on. It keeps going up and down. Let's see if it's going to be good enough for me to keep reading it, or maybe I'll start to drop it. I don't know if I'll drop it if this is bad, but if this story arc starts to keep going down the way it is, I might drop it. But we'll see. I have hope for sure. It was on the upturn until last issue, so we'll see. Wow. We have nothing that I have to censor. Is there anything I have to censor here? Or like cut out? I guess not. The Walking Dead issue 16. I don't have much to say about this because it's like, from the issues I've read of The Walking Dead, which I'm like very close to being caught up. So it's like I either tell you about what I know and I spoil stuff, or it's like I don't even know what to say about The Walking Dead. It's like I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. Read The Walking Dead is all I have. What is my review? Read The Walking Dead. That's my review. And that's that. Those are my. I'm not really going to be talking about this next polls and pickups probably. What do you guys want me to do with The Walking Dead? Should I like continue talking about The Walking Dead? Should I have it in its own series that I just continually talk about? What should I do? I really want to hear what you guys think I should do. Like have maybe I could review a bunch of them in a row, like 1 minute reviews or something. That might be okay. I don't know what you guys want really, because it's so story heavy. But anyways, for these and possibly more in the next polls and pickups. Thanks for watching.